Okay. Before we start, as always, this tier list is about ladder play only. We're talking about high-level ladder Eternus Plus games. Okay? So, if you're watching from YouTube, hi YouTube! Every time I put out one of those tier lists on YouTube, I get roasted because people disagree. I understand that some heroes feel better in low ranks and some heroes feel better in high ranks. I'm trying to get a fair analysis of the meta heroes early. The meta has been like, if you're watching this video when it comes out, it has been out for 3 days now, the new patch. And I do think the meta changed quite a bit. Main thing is that lane bullies and characters that were really strong in lane got nerfed quite a bit. So yeah, again, keep in mind this is for ladder play only, not necessarily pro play because none of us are pro players. But I'm trying to consider how good a hero is in lower rank. Like for example, Warden later is like kind of controversial here. I want to put Bebop still in A tier, in low A tier. He was an absolute S tier character before. I think the stamina nerfs and the healing and especially the spirit nerfs made it so he is quite a lot easier to kill, especially in lane or mid game. But he's still insanely lethal in lane, and if you hit a hook, you still win the lane for free, right? It's just not as free anymore to chase up to someone, get free bomb stacks. So he's definitely a bit weaker, but I want to say he's still a very solid character for ranked ladder. Like he's very strong still, and honestly, I said this earlier, I wish they would rework Bebop's hook, make it his ultimate. Because like I think as long as hook is a normal ability, he's just gonna be very oppressive. Same for Holiday. She got nerfed. She does a bit less damage with the left click in lane, and her lasso lasts half a second less, but she's still like the most oppressive. I'm not gonna put an 80 actually. She's still the most oppressive, yeah. She's still the most oppressive initiator in the game. She's like the better Paradox. She is insanely mobile. She can get out of any fight with the jump pads. She can initiate with the jump pads. And she's like a hard carry at any point. She does insane damage, right? But she also does insane in lane and insane in mid game. Still a crazy character, still needs nerfs. I still think the lasso lasts so long. Guys definitely went up a tier. I want to say Guys is A tier. Maybe low A tier, but Guys didn't get nerfs. Almost every other character did get nerfed this patch. Guys didn't get hit. And Guys didn't also, Guys didn't really build a lot of barriers. Because Guys actually wants to take damage so she can get a life swap, right? So I want to say Guys went up, right? She's insanely tanky, can do insane damage, and she has insane fight turn potential, right? Like if you get a good swap, it's insane. So Guys is definitely A tier. I almost want to put her above Bebop, but like this is tough. Like they're like kind of on the same level in my opinion. Lash, so Lash got nerfed technically, but E-Shift got gutted, and E-Shift was the best counter to Lash. And if you played the game in the last patch, everyone was running E-Shift, right? So now it's actually way easier for Lash to get ultimates, right? Even though they technically nerfed the ultimate where you have to lock on a bit longer to get the ult, it's easier to get it off. So I want to say he's still solid. I want to say he's still solid. I don't know if he's better or worse, to be honest, because I do think you need to lock on half a second longer, right, to get them in the ult. That does matter, but on average you will get more people. I don't think he's dog shit. I want to put him like in the middle of the pack. I don't think he's C tier. McGinnis, I'm a noob at, I still don't see a lot of McGinnis. So her turrets are more efficient, but like McGinnis was never, there used to be McGinnis turrets built, but it still feels like it doesn't do enough. Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry McGinnis mains. The character is probably still bad. I don't see, I've not played against, since the patch release, I've not played against a single McGinnis that picked up turret builds and rolled me with the turret builds. On paper it looks kind of good because now you can, the turrets last 18 seconds longer, right? So for defense, if you want to defend mid boss or your base, it sounds good. But if you want to push, she's still bad, And the main weakness of McGinnis is still that she's a split pusher, but split pushing is bad right now. So I still think she's the weakest character in the game. On Krill? Still S tier, huh? Did get slight nerfs, but Mon Krill also really benefited, in my opinion, is one of the characters that really benefited from ganking and you know, early ganking, and now he can do that easier because you get punished less. With the new patch, you don't punish your teammate for leaving the lane, right? You still lose the money, but your teammate gets more. So yeah, he's still insane, and he will get reworked. That's the rumor on the streets, at least, right? There's like files in the game where he has different abilities. I think he's still very oppressive, insane in lane, and insane for early ganking. So he's like the best anti-carry in the game still, where if one person on the other team is strong, you shut them down, you ult them, and they can't do anything. Same for Paradox. I mean, what was the nerf? There was like a slight nerf to Paradox. It really didn't do anything. It's so minuscule that I don't even remember what it did. Yeah, I almost want to put her S tier. She's like, Paradox like Holiday. She does insane damage early. She's good in early lane. Like, not the best laner, but like she's A tier in lane. And then she has one of the best ults in the game. She's insanely survivable, right? Like, she can initiate, Carabine. Like, all her abilities are insanely strong. And she's tanky. And she does damage, right? 40-second ult, yeah. Busted. Pocket? A bit weaker than before. I'm gonna put Pocket at the top of B tier. Because, like, the nuke that he has in lane got nerfed a tiny bit. But he's still insanely strong early if you have a good start. Like early mid-game, he's the biggest nuker, but he still has the issue that he falls off after a certain time, right? If the game lasts longer, Pocket falls off. So I'm gonna put him top of B tier, but not higher. 7 is still A tier. I think 7 is still the best carry character in the game, probably. And when I say carry, I mean a person that wants to farm a lot early and then get a lot of money. They did nerf the lightning strike a tiny bit, but they increased the radius. It's still insanely strong. Like 7 is still the best carry character in the game that needs money compared to the others. Shiv also. I think Shiv is really good. People think Shiv got nerfed technically because they nerfed decay a bit and shit. But like Shiv is really good. He's like, I think he's like low A tier. I'm not saying he's like a top of A tier character, but I think he's still he's very good. We can put him top of B. I do think he's a strong character. Depends on who plays him, to be honest. Shiv counters the ADCs that got stronger? Yeah, kinda. It's actually true. Like, Shiv is very strong against high HP targets. And Shiv is insanely tanky. I said this the other day, actually. So, the funny thing is, the better gun characters become, the better Shiv becomes. Because Bloodletting is especially insane against a lot of small damage over time. Bullets. I couldn't tell you why. Usually Shiv's built spirit armor, right? But it feels like Shiv is really good against gun characters. And when gun characters become stronger, Shiv also becomes stronger. Because the gun characters really want to burst someone down with the gun, and Shiv can't be bursted down. Especially if he buys return fire, you know, or like leech return fire. Which I think is still a great choice on Shiv, by the way. It's still insanely solid hero. Sinclair got nerfed quite a lot, right? Like, he does less damage with the bolt. His rabbit hex got nerfed. Like, the rabbits are faster. You have less damage ump in rabbit hex. I want to say he's A tier. I don't think he's S tier anymore. I don't think he's an insane lane bully anymore, right? That was the main issue with him. Before, last patch, you picked him in lane and he couldn't lose the lane. He was the strongest laner in the game. But he's still up there in laning, but he's not like unkillable in lane. Oh, or he's not gonna instant nuke you in lane, I should say. So I want to say he's like A tier if you play him well. But again, really depends on how good you play. You know, I think it's a very high skill ceiling character. Where do we rate Vindicta? Still A tier, right? Maybe even S. Great Talon. I mean, we'll make it easier because I think Great Talon did not get nerfed enough. Great Talon did not get nerfed enough. They nerfed his damage in lane a tiny bit, but everything else kind of stayed the same. Like, he still has the same scaling on arrows once you level arrows up to max. He still shreds. Like, he's still the highest DPS character in the game. Like, he shreds people. Great Talon is insane, and I want to say Vindicta is a bit less insane. Vindicta did get some more significant nerfs with less shred resist, or resist shred. Yeah, I think Great Talon is the better of the two flyers right now still. But again, like, not as good as last patch, both of them, but only by a tiny bit. A Viper is actually was slept on and got better with this patch because again, everything else that did like a lot of nuking got nerfed. Viper is getting up there, bro. Like Viper is like one buff away or one good build away if someone figures out a new build from being like an insane hero. Like she's insanely strong. She can get shut down. Like if the enemy has CC, a lot of stun, you can shut her down. If you don't have CC against Viper, she lives and kills you, right? Like she's insane. Very slept on character. Most underrated character in the game. Warden. This might be controversial because every time I bring up that Warden is actually okay now, he's solid. People are saying he's like, he feels oppressive against them. I think Warden is a noob stomper. I think he works better in low ranks because low ranks don't manage their stamina well enough. But if you manage your stamina well enough, he's good in lane. Like he doesn't die in lane as much anymore because he has more sustain. But otherwise, he's just an okay character. Like he's playable. He's like, I think he's perfectly balanced. Like he's like exactly in the middle of the pack. Whereas before he was really weak. Which brings me to Wraith. Still very weak, I think, in my opinion. No buffs to her. And while she did benefit from some of the nerfs, especially to green items. So if you guys don't know, full auto does not work. No. Listen, every time I bring up that Wraith is bad right now, people are calling me a coper. I'll explain to you why, okay? So, if you guys don't know, the main damage of Wraith is full auto right now, right? Cards don't do a lot of damage. Full auto does not work and, as long as the enemy has barriers up. The barriers absorb because it works per bullet. So if the enemy has a combat barrier up, you do 0 spirit damage to them as well. And Metal Skin also works against full auto. So Metal Skin blocks the spirit damage. So they did nerf spirit items, which means, they did nerf green items, which means on average the enemy is gonna have a bit less barriers, right? But like everyone is still running them, right? Divine barrier in specific is still hard meta. And Wraith is, the main issue with Wraith is still that she's so weak in lane that it's very hard for her. Like you need to be at least even in lane to like carry after, right? And that's very hard to do on Wraith. Like she's pretty weak. Abrams, I want to say, this might be the most controversial pick of the video. I think he's very weak because every single good Abrams, at least for me in Eternus, ran heavy melee cancel and it's gone, right? Abrams used that tech to go in, right? Like either he would use charge to go in and then heavy melee cancel to get out, or you would use heavy melee cancel to get in and then have a good one, right? Like Spirit Abrams obviously is like the meta right now for Abrams in terms of builds, right? Nobody plays gun, everyone runs Spirit Abrams. And like, he just seems weak. Like he's just a weaker tank. If I want a tank that can frontline, why not run more in Krill or, you know, Bebop or Shiv? Or maybe even Warden, right? Like this character just doesn't seem that great anymore. Yeah, and I say controversial a lot because, again, YouTube is always like very different in their opinions than Twitch chat. Like, I think you guys mostly agree with me so far on this list, and then I will get roasted on YouTube, and they're gonna be like, oh, bait list. Actually, I played against the McGinnis in Seeker yesterday, and she rolled me. McGinnis is OP. Bebop is a tank, not a frontline. I'm saying, if you want a tank, Bebop can tank, right? Calico, I think, is still solid, by the way. So she is not like, she's more in line with like other characters that are tanks, but she still seems very scary in lane. She can still nuke, but obviously her entire, like her late game falls off. She's a tank and stall character, a disruptor, right? That's her role, and I think that we're closer to that role now, where she can stall for a long time, right? She can still go, I was gonna say E-Shift, but like it's 6k. She could still go E-Shift, but she can still go in, right? And then ult, disrupt a bit longer, and then maybe Metal Skin, right? Like something. She can still stall and tank for a lot, and her melee still does the same amount of damage, basically, right? Actually, incorrect, because melee damage does scale with gun damage in this game, if you didn't know. But like she feels like a tank now, but she's not gonna one-shot you anymore, right? Especially in late game with Lucky Shot. So they made her a bit more balanced, but I think she's still a really good hero. Like she's really good. Yeah. Dynamo, C tier, right? Like not dog shit, but like I think he's playable in certain cases, right? Like I think she's pretty good. Sorry, Dynamo. Yeah, and Calico is a she. Yeah, I'm misgendering people. Call me a misogynist or something. Yeah, I think Dynamo is... like... not much to say about him. Like, Black Hole is a good ult on paper, but like... otherwise, he's just kind of... I think he's... I'm actually going to put him lower B. Because the last few patches, his biggest weakness was that he was weaker in lane. But the lane meta also changed. So right now, what seems to be, after 4 days of playing this, what seems to be the best strategy against most comps is shoving the lane and pushing the lane over and over. Because as long as you keep your healing creep alive, you can sustain, right? That seems to be the new meta. And Dynamo is actually very good at shoving. Like, Dynamo can go in, like melee a few creeps and then uppercut the enemy. Like, I think he's better in lane now than he was before because of how you play the lane, right? In a stall lane where everyone just sits in the middle and waits for the creeps to die, Dynamo was very bad. But again, if you're watching, pro tip, if you haven't done it yet, try shoving lanes. I'll make another video soon where we go over, you know, like laning stuff, how to play the new lanes. But the laning meta changed quite a bit, and shoving seems to be the best case scenario. Haze, I think, is better than Wraith. At least she did get buffed, but she's still kind of mid. Like, she got some quality of life changes. But she's still bad. But she's better than Wraith, in my opinion. She is quite, like, if you play her as an assassin type of character and you level up level 2 Sleep Dart, is actually kind of big. It's actually kind of big. And you say 50 DPS buff on ult, let's go. 7 got a 50 DPS nerf. Right? So, like, 50, like, she did get buffed. I'm not saying she's good. That's why I'm putting a C tier, right? C tier is still below average. But I think she's playable. Just like Infernus, I think. I mean, Infernus is probably, if you look at hard carry characters, right, he's better than like Wraith and Haze, but definitely weaker than 7. Low B tier. Need something to... they need to do something about him. Like, either make the Flame Dash a bit lower cooldown, or if they want to go the other route, make the burn do a bit more damage. Because right now, like, more and more people are actually building Gun Infernus, because even the burn doesn't do that much damage in itself. Right? Infernus always had that thing where you burn them and then you stall and heal a lot, right? That was his entire play loop. And that doesn't work anymore because everyone runs anti-heal, right? So if you go in and burn someone, you don't live after because you're decayed and then you die, right? So yeah, Infernus players now build Gun, or the Exploder Man build, which is like, you know, early nuke debuff. Yeah, he's an okay character. Ivy. Ivy actually got buffs. Yo. Ivy, low-key, might be really strong. So Ivy's head hitbox is like half the size now. Like, I'm not kidding. If you look at the area that you can headshot her in, it's half the area, which means in lane, not that, like, most people didn't notice this before, but she was really easy to hit in the head before. And now she's pretty hard to hit in the head, which is gonna make her just take less damage naturally. And that means she's gonna take less damage in lane and also less damage later in the game. And that's a big deal. It doesn't sound like a lot, right? We removed the hitbox of her ears. But if the hitbox is like this, instead of this, it's like half the size, basically, right? Yeah, yes, they did nerf her earn running. There was a bug fix. Ivy used to be able to full speed fly. Can't do that anymore. But like, she's a very solid support. I'm not saying she's on top, like Moon Krill for supports, but she's very solid. Kelvin is actually hard for me to evaluate. Yo, guys, is Kelvin shit? Am I coping? I'll put him B. I'm not. This is the one pick I'm not sure about at all. I don't think. Okay, listen. He's a lot weaker. He's a lot weaker now. He dies a lot faster in any fight. I've noticed this. Spirit is still king. He has no spirit resist anymore. Like, you have to think about it this way. They kind of removed a free spirit armor from him, right? Like, he got a lot weaker. And yes, that's part of it. In coordinated play, I think he's still going to see a lot of play because his dome is still insane. But in comp, he can't solo carry, right? And if your team is not good, it doesn't matter how good you are with domes and rescue beams, right? Your team will still die. He's a support and he's struggling from the same issue all the other supports do. And I actually really like the way the tier list is shaping up right now. Because like, it's actually like pretty well balanced. Whereas before we had like 4, like in the last tier list we had like half the roster on S tier and then half the roster on C tier. You know, it was like, it's more balanced, you know? It's like a normal distribution. I kind of like this. I'll actually put Infernus a bit lower too. You can call it cope, but I really feel like left-click characters are still kind of weak right now. Viscous, super solid, right? Viscous is like second best, if not best support. He didn't get any nerfs other than, like, Monkril got nerfs, right? Like, everyone else kind of got nerfs. Viscous is the same. Viscous is super strong. Like, the best support in the game for healing. Monkril is still better for pick-off potential, obviously, but, like, Viscous has insane potential. I'm gonna put him, like, high A tier, actually. Like, he's very strong. Yamato? I haven't seen, I don't know why, but I haven't seen Yamatos do much in my games in the last 4 days. Not really much changed. Right? Yeah, I would say high B. Like, the thing is, she's still top 3 laners in the game. But she does fall off after lane, and she needs a lot of farm to get online, right? And 7 gets online faster, right? 7 is a bit weaker in lane, but 7 gets online faster. Obviously, you can't really compare 7 and Yamato, because Yamato is more like a tank hard carry in the late game, where she goes in and you can't punish her, right? Whereas 7 is like a glass cannon DPS. But like, if we're talking carries, I think Yamato just takes a bit too long to get online in the current meta. What do we think about this guy, by the way? I think Mirage is still really good, right? Is he S tier? Mirage did get nerfed quite a bit. Like, Mirage has 50 less HP, so you get S tier still. He did get nerfed quite a bit, right? Like, they nerfed his Scarabs, they nerfed his HP, and they nerfed his slow on the Jin's Mark. Still S tier? Okay, I'll trust chat on this because I haven't played enough against Mirage this part. Actually, I have played against Mirage a bit. He's probably still good, but he's probably not the best character in the game anymore, I would say, right? His nerf brought him from S to S. He is weekend lane, that's what I'm saying. I want to put him high A. I'm gonna put him high A. I'm looking over it again because someone is gonna find something that looks really stupid and is gonna hate me for it. But this seems really reasonable, right? I think the Initiate characters, Paradox and Holiday, are running the game right now. Same for Monkril, who can't die. And Talon is the best nuker in the game, right? And he has an AoE ult that can hit anyone on the map. So I want to say those are standout characters. Abrams low? Do we put Abrams in B tier? Is Abrams as good as B tier characters? Calico is B? I disagree. I disagree. Calico is still very strong in lane. She did get a lot weaker. But before last tier list, I had 1 tier which was S plus and only Calico. She's a lot weaker, but she's still very strong. Like, you're used to Calico being the best character in the game by far, and now she's not the best character in the game by far. But she's by no means average. She's above average still. Lash could be higher? We'll put Lash high A. High B, sorry. Around here. But I don't want to put, like, yeah, I don't want to put him A. I think this is fair, no? Maybe Warden a bit higher. Viper is also slept on. No, I think that's good. I think that's good. Alright, that's it. Again, this is a pretty early tier list. I'm sure the meta is gonna change, right? This is just my best educated guess for what we're gonna play. This seems so far to be the thing we run this patch. And yeah, can we act like we love YouTube? Bye, YouTube. I mean, we love YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Ah. Alright. Thank God, bro. They're gone. Don't cut that out, Chunk.